Alright, so I know I talked about this deck a couple videos ago, not long ago at all. Haven't made that many more changes to it. The one that revolves around Kingpin, just with Scream coming out, I think this style of move archetype is going to start to become a thing. Just showcasing that you don't need the newest Series 5 cards to get to still be able to make those archetypes. Would Scream be good in this deck as a whole? Probably. Like, I'd probably get rid of the Scarlet Witch or maybe even White Widow for Scream in this type of deck. So yeah, as you can see, I think the things that have changed is I have put Miles in here just because you can reliably get him a 1/6, which can be pretty big, you know, to play like Stegron and Miles on turn 5 or something like that. I've also put Scarlet Witch in. I can't remember who I replaced her with. I was just finding that some of the locations were very hit and miss. So just to kind of try and limit those ones, and sometimes you get lucky and you get when card moves, you get -4 power. So I feel like Scarlet Witch, sort of a tech card. You don't have to use her when she's in hand, but also she's a 2/3. She can put 3 power on the board, so not bad at all. Shadow King, definitely a tech card. I don't think I've got any videos in today's one showcasing Shadow King to his full potential, but he can shut down cards like, you know, Venom, Carnage, all of that sort of stuff, and like make what they've done pretty much nothing. And, you know, with Dagger and Human Torch and stuff becoming more meta, Shadow King also just stops them in their tracks if you can kind of predict where they're going to move to, which is sometimes pretty easy when it gets to, like, you know, turn 6. White Widow at the moment, she's just the best plug and play 2-cost card. So I've got no problem having her in this deck. I think I've got a short clip that showcases that there's sometimes she can just win you a game on turn 1. But yeah, I think this deck is pretty much the archetype for this anti-move disruption that's going around at the moment. And yeah, you don't need Scream, but obviously if you've got Scream, chuck her in this deck and it's going to do great things. Going to showcase like the cube rate, win-loss and everything, but been doing really well with this deck. So yeah, I've got no problems with it, and I think it's a really fun deck to play as well, especially once you start getting it going. White Widow, perfect for Space Throne. Gonna play Kingpin right hand lane, because we're not gonna, again, thinking about Stegron, can't play him in that lane. Kingpin here. So yeah, hopefully they don't have like a big small cost card that they can play there, and we can kind of lock this out with White Widow. They didn't play anything first to fill. Right. I'm not too worried about that. We can knock them out of this so that no one gets it, but we'll try and lock them out of Space Throne. And this is why White Widow is just dirty. One of the best plug and play 2-cost for now. I dare say she could get changed as more people have her, since she was in one of the caches recently. Okay. Turn 3, they've instant retreat. Alright. I think they could have played it out and won it. I know it may depend on their deck, but it is annoying to have that completely locked out. So, next game, I guess. Alright. Raccoon. That's not horrible. We could just potentially just play this here, get some power. They may do the same. And then we can just White Widow here as well. Nice. I think we just White Widow. Okay. Good. I do want to get Craven down. This is kind of... I might Scarlet Witch this, to be honest. We'll try and lock him out of this lane. I can just see kind of what he plays. Get an idea for his deck. Angela, so he's happy to play cards on here, so he could be going for like a buff deck, or maybe even a Zoo style deck. Fire Sinister doesn't work for us. Like, I don't think it's good for our kind of anti-move deck, disruption deck. I'm just gonna Scarlet Witch it. And it could also stuff him up because he may have like a buff card he wanted to play there.
I want the throne.
That doesn't bother me. So he's going to be able to get cards out before we can, which is a little bit scary. We are sort of... He's going to be playing cards here, so we could potentially Juggernaut, and that could knock them out. But then it's just allowing him to play more cards there. That's fine. Of course. Alright.
Opponent snapped.
Alright, so he's got something big. I'm not really sure. I'm pretty confident with this lane. He has priority, so he would play a card, then we would move it. One thing I'm worried about is we could play Arrow here and then she gets destroyed and then we just can't catch up. Might play it here. He could play a bunch of cards right now. But just dropping a 10 cost card here is pretty big. Okay. Okay, hopefully we don't move. Okay, that's the last one he played, so it's not too bad. So we've evened up here. We're ahead in this lane. We should be able to play Miles here. Don't know if... I don't know if Shadow King stops Angela. We've got priority, so it's gonna bring her. It's only gonna bring her down one. So if it fails, it fails. But this gets us 7 power in this lane, 6 power in this lane. I'm gonna snap on it because I'm a little bit confident, and that's a retreat. So he obviously had Halcow, could have been a bot. Maybe didn't get his high-end cards like Hella or something, but it will take the free 2 cubes. So yeah, Scarlet Witch was a card that I put in pretty recently into this deck, just because there can be a few locations that do kind of screw us a little bit. So just for that kind of safety, I put Scarlet Witch in. She's come in clutch with a few test games I've done. So at this point, I'm not really thinking about taking her out of this deck. And in saying that as well, she could also change one of these into like when a card moves here, inflict with like -4. So there's a chance that she could benefit our deck if we just change a location. Turn 6, so we can move cards here. Pretty big, definitely. So we can like sort of shut down endgame New York just by having Craven here. That's Wong. Okay, so he's going to be looking to play... Okay, this is where... What I'm thinking... If we can clog up his Wong... This gets buffed. He's not going to be expecting the Psylocke to be pushed into that lane. So potentially could stop him a little bit from getting a lot of power out. That's big. So yeah, for people that don't know, Cassandra Nova, she just drains 1 power from each card in your deck. So she took 2, she did that twice, so yeah. Could Shadow King it? I'm pretty sure Shadow King... can play Cannonball, because that could potentially... Because we have still a priority, that could knock the next Wong card out. Oh, it knocks the highest card, that is... not smart, but... So we've locked out this lane. He's definitely gonna Odin. Definitely gonna Odin. So... move a 1 or 2 cost card. I could move his Psylocke, but it could also move one of these to this lane. So if he Odins, he's going to be wanting... But he could also Odin the Cassandra. I reckon we risk it. Because Odin will tie this lane. Can go here. And then I reckon Shadow King, because he'll bring Polaris back to the 5, and we can see if it knocks down his Cassandra Nova. I reckon I'm pretty confident to snap, because I can almost guarantee it's going to be probably an Odin on that Wong. Hopefully Shadow King does what I'm thinking it's going to do. There's the Odin. Alright, so we tie right side.
Are ye worthy?
All locations are full. I think I've miscalculated. Definitely miscalculated, I think. That's those two. But he still wins. Oh. Yeah, definitely. I don't know what train of thought I was on, but I knew that was going to be an Odin with a white tiger, but I still thought Polaris would pull. Oh, yeah, priority. Check priority. Remember the check priority. On reveals. Pretty much all our cards on reveal. Does Scarlet Witch, because hers is on reveal. So can she change that? I'm guessing probably not. Okay. All big. So if he plays anything there. So we could actually play our White Widow here, because that'll shoot across there, and then it'll move at turn 4 if he doesn't fill that. And get another -2 hit on top of it. So I think that's a pretty big play, considering we don't have Craven or anything at the moment. Sentinel. So I'm guessing it is like a draw buff. Like I know if we play Spider-Man, he gets, because he's been played here, he gets buffed, and whatever they played there gets buffed when we move it. We could actually pick it up and move it into this lane, into middle lane anyway. So it could work out. Damn. Alright, so he just has a Widow's kiss in his hand. Damn, it goes all the way over there. Oh. We get a 10 power Spidey. So now we can get a 12 power Miles. I haven't been getting lucky with my Jug. I'm gonna play him in. I know it's gonna lock us out, but that's it. Mars goes up to 12. This goes up to 6. Ah, that's annoying. So 20 power in that lane's pretty big. These cards get moved across. So then they get hit. Alright, so we're in a pretty big lead on right side. Probably not what we needed. We could just try and go big in this lane. Cannonball. Could go into this lane. Could go in the other lane. So I was going to move the highest at the moment, which is the Collector. Because we have priority, it's definitely going to be Collector. So if we get it into Shiri's lab, that could be pretty big. Especially if he plays one card in Shiri. Ooh, so we're going to be pushing that over there. Okay. Widow's Kiss. So he ended up getting my Polaris, so don't know why he's played my Widow's Kiss. We have priority, so it would be matching 10 with 10, so I don't think it's worth it. He could play something here. We'd go 28. Because we've got priority, if he plays something here and we can't move it, then we just get 10 in this lane. I'm not gonna snap, just because I want to see this game out. I feel like if I snap, it'll probably end up in a retreat. So we can't move Polaris. So we get an extra 10, 11, nice. So it could have been a 4 cube, but I reckon if we snap there, he leaves, we only get 1 cube. And I think knowing that 2 cubes is the better outcome. So 5 energy. So we have 6. I don't think there's, because we're starting with priority. There's no point playing Cannonball or Spider-Man. Let's just get Miles down, get some power across the board. Nice. Daredevil, Captain. Awesome. So people that don't know, Captain Marvel, at the end of the game, she can move to a location if it's possible to win the game. So I'll end up forgetting, but we need to be mindful of that. Alright, I'm going to put Craven here, because if they play anything middle, it gets moved. If I play anything in the middle, it gets moved. Craven gets buffed. So he could get really big. Again, we have to be mindful. So we're on turn 3. That's fine. That's a 2. We've still got priorities, so just for the sake of buffing Craven, we could potentially pull Daredevil into this middle lane. I think, yeah, if we pull Daredevil in that middle lane, if he doesn't fill up mines, and then we can technically still play 1 card here, or we could try Spider-Man, so we grab 1 from here. Unfortunately, it could be the Widows, and hopefully it goes middle, or actually it doesn't really matter which lane it goes into. I reckon this is a big play, get the Craven buff going. The Bifrost really helps our particular deck when we have Craven out. So they're not playing. Moves middle, we move the Widows. It's not too bad. We have put a lot into that right lane. Alright, so he can see what we are going to do. What we can do. I think the last card he played was the Sunspot. Could be a bit more disruptive, play Cannonball. And then he's either going to fill that to stop something going there, or he's just going to play something here. He's going to play something there. Okay, so hopefully it kind of goes into that lane. So he's got 10 power there, we've got 10 power here. Last card he played is Jubilee. We still have priority. Here's the Doombot. Kingpin first, and then Arrow. We still have priority, so it should move the last enemy card played anywhere. Well, it's either Jubilee or Dr. Doom. Either or, it doesn't matter. So I'm happy. Again, probably should have snapped when we had the Craven big buff. I'm not going to risk only getting 1 cube. So it does move the Jubilee. So they get my arrow. Oh, That's pretty big. We still win. Awesome. Could have been a bit dicey. Could have snapped. They could have felt pretty good with that leader play. But yeah, this game's definitely showcased the Craven and how big you can get the Craven, especially when you got Bifrost. So yeah, really happy with how this deck's performing at the moment. Murder World, cool. If they play in that, then they could potentially be Destroy. Okay. They may potentially want to play into that lane or Craven right. Probably should start putting Craven middle, but I just think it's easier with this type of deck to push things to the right. Ebony, so he's locked himself out of that one. He's either going to play there for the destroy, or he's going to play here because he's locked himself out of middle. Easy prediction. Squirrels, damn. So I don't think that's what he wanted to do. Okay, so we could help him out. So if we play this here, Titania comes over to our lane, and then we would also be pushing something else onto that lane, which gives him space to play, but then we get buff. Okay, so they're snapping. We could just play Spidey-Man here. Oh, the Marvel boy. So that's pretty big. So what we can do... What am I thinking? Last card he plays gets moved here. We still have priority. That's the Marvel boy. So let's see. So he's moved that. Awesome. We moved Marvel boy. No, the last card he played was Nightcrawler? What? Oh, that's rough. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. The whole thought was to try and get this lane filled, because this lane's filled, and then we could cannonball. But we could cannonball this. Play a rock here, that brings... Oh, they still win Mojo, because they'll have more cards. And it could just be funny anyway, so 8... It's going to move the highest cost, so it's going to move like Iceman over here. We should be okay. He's probably got like a Kazar or Blue Marvel. Oh no, his Blue Marvel got destroyed by Blade. Yeah. Oh. Nice. Victory. Probably could have snapped. Like I should have. We knew that Blade took his Blue Marvel. It had to be Kazar being in Marvel Boy. He was probably going for a buff. Alright, got Spidey Boys in hand. Plus 2 power. Hopefully get our Craven or Kingpin. Get our Polaris, so at least we're able to get our Spider-Man pretty cheap. Okay, so they're not playing anything either. Do I want to try not playing Craven? We'll try not playing him right side. We'll play Craven middle. Okay. We get. Not too sure how Mr. Negative's gonna go in a move deck. Okay. I'm guessing Mr. Negative does not go good with a move deck. We'll take that one on to the next.